When he woke up, it was not a nightmare. It was real. Around him were the dead bodies of the people he had killed. Land of Vulcania and the ruthless army of the Morgreaves were locked in a brutal battle. News arrived that the Morgreave forces were advancing from the north, an enormous and savage army. The king of Vulcania ordered a special legion from the capital to stop the invaders. Among them was Count Edward, a young and ambitious knight, eager for glory, ready to make his name eternal in a decisive battle. But heroes are not always pure. The Vulcanian Legion had 1,000 soldiers, all elite warriors, each strong enough to fight multiple enemies. For 5 days and nights, they marched north, passing through poor and miserable villages. Some villagers had nothing more than 2 cows or a few sheep. But the Vulcanian soldiers had no mercy. They looted the villages, killed anyone in their way, and committed terrible crimes. Women cursed their fate, children cried, and men were slaughtered without pity. Edward was no exception. One night, during a raid, he saw a woman holding her small child. She begged for mercy, but Edward pulled her aside. The child screamed. Annoyed, Edward pushed him away. His head hit a rock, and he never moved again. The woman screamed, but Edward ignored her. That night, as the child's dead body lay on the ground, Edward slept beside the mother. His conscience was silent, but for how long? After days of looting, the army reached the battlefield. They camped under a big hill. Heavy rain fell, but no one could light a fire. They could not let the enemy know they were there. That night was the only night their hands were not covered in blood. At dawn, the attack began. The Vulcanian army climbed the hill and charged at the Morgreaves. But the enemy was ready. It was a trap. From both sides, Morgreave warriors appeared, turning the battle into a massacre. Edward realized the deception. He hid behind a bush, watching his comrades die. Warriors who seemed invincible just yesterday were torn apart. Blood flowed in the mud.